Welcome to this Church Community Builder, otherwise known as CCB Training, for life group leaders at Word of Life Assembly of God in Baldwinsville, New York. And CCB is a church management software that Word of Life has chose about 2 years ago, and we have slowly increased our use of it through just understanding it a little bit more. And most of you will feel a little bit comfortable with this because it is how we do online signups now. So this is just the next step in our progression and our maturation as life groups at Word of Life. And so I'm excited to provide this tutorial. This is one of 3 tutorials that will be a part of this session. The first one will be dealing specifically with how to log into CCB, as well as just basic site navigation. The second tutorial will include how to create an event in CCB, as well as recording your attendance. And this is the real crux of these trainings. What we wanted to do, both the life group coordinator, myself, as well as the life group leaders and the life group team leaders, we wanted to establish some way of being able to understand who was actually attending our life groups at Word of Life. And so that is CCB provides that opportunity, provides that avenue for us. So that's what we're going to do in the second tutorial. And the third tutorial is really accessing group information. And it'll be a little shorter, but it'll be important to be able to access that information once all of the signups have happened after a Sunday morning service. And that's kind of what I want to talk about, is when groups sign up, you will not immediately see people populate your group. And I'll explain the whole group process as we go. But after a participant submits their information, what happens is that information goes into an event, at which time myself, the coordinator, will match that person. And once that person is matched with someone in the database, it will then populate into your group. So you'll start to see people populated into your group. Probably Monday morning is when I will do it, either Sunday night or Monday morning. And then my expectations for you, and you'll see that in the 4th bullet there, is that after Monday you would then communicate with those new members to your group. And so that's kind of how this would look. And you're going to get to see how your group looks in CCB, and that's where I want to go next. What we're talking on today is a Mac, and so everything that I do will be from the Mac platform. But if you have a PC, all of the same principles hold. The only difference is really how you will open up your internet web browser. And you can use any one. Today we're going to use Safari, but if you feel comfortable with Explorer or Chrome, Firefox, whichever one, maybe I'm forgetting one, feel free to use that. So if I click on Safari, make it a little bit bigger here, and what you're going to type into your URL bar right up here is you're going to type, forget no www, but just Word of Life ag.ccbchurch.com. And you'll see that it was pre-populated into mine, and if you guys use this often enough, it will pre-populate for you. But what I encourage all the life group leaders to do is add it as a favorite on your home computer. That will allow for the most smoothest transition to you being able to get into the site. So if you hit enter, this will take you to your username. And your username, for me, it was pre-populated again, just because I've used this computer a fair amount. But what it will be is the first letter of your first name and your full last name. And for our sake, we're going to use Mike Chiz as an example. So Mike's first letter of his first name is M, and then CZYZ for his last name. And the password is lifegroups, LIFEGROUPS 123. So that's lifegroups with an S 123, and you can hit login. And what will pop up is the main page of CCB. So this is the page that everyone will see, and it could look a little bit different depending on what groups you're in. And you'll see over here it says My Groups, and you might be surprised to actually even see that you're a part of some groups. And this is done by the ministry team leader. And so in this case, Mike does some stuff with creative arts. He's also on the vocal group. He's a team leader for small groups, and he's a small group leader, as well as his group. So his group right here is Small Things, Big Difference. That is his life group for this semester. And I could click on this, but I will also want to show you some stuff up here. We have home, groups, calendar, messages people more. And we're going to be really focused on these three: the home, the groups, and the calendar. And for our sake right now, I just want to go into the groups, and this will give you more of a vertical navigation of all the different groups that you would be a part of. So for our sake, we're going to click on Small Things, Big Difference, but in your specific group or specific portion of the website, you will have your group listed. So the name of your group, just as is, you can click on that, and it will take you to this page. There's some different actions that we will explain in further tutorials, but right now, I just kind of wanted to show you what this looked like. We have 6 participants currently in this group, and if I clicked on 6 participants to see those participants, all 6 of them are right there. So I have the different participants, and I want you all to know that myself, which Nick Scholes, I don't know if I've mentioned that who is talking to you right now, but I am in everyone's group. And this is really because I have created all of the groups. It doesn't mean that I'll be attending your group, so don't panic, but just to let you know why I am in there. So I could go back to group, and this basically concludes this portion of this tutorial. I really wanted to just explain the very, very basics of getting into the website with your username and your password, and then understanding how to navigate to your group page. The next tutorial will be creating and recording attendance in an event. Thank you very much.